Now on YouTube, it's time for some alternative commentary action with the Commentary Hub.
There's headed by Marina, and it's 2-1 to Arsenal.
Look at that point! Goal for Manchester City!
Takes this corner, whips it in, it's headed and it's a goal, and it's that man, Gabriel.
Liverpool have equalised. Lovely improvisational touch from Curtis Jones.
Oh, what a goal! Wow, take it out! Very good afternoon to you, good morning or good evening, depending where you are across the world, and welcome to the Commentary Hub's coverage of this big Premier League encounter. Chelsea, who are under a resurgence under Liam Senior in recent weeks, taking on the Manchester City side, can close the gap at the top of the table to just 6 points after Arsenal slipped up yesterday against Bournemouth. We'll have all these scores from all the matches this weekend at half time of our match this afternoon. Well, big game we have got in prospect. The teams are ready in the tunnel, ready to emerge out of the tunnel. So one final thing for me to do at the kick-off then is to hand over to match commentator to guide you through that first half action. And that man on the mic for us today is none other than Paul James.
Thank you, Ross. Good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are listening from. It's a packed Stamford Bridge tonight. Two teams needing victories for two different reasons. Chelsea in sixth place, needing to shut the gap on Liverpool. Manchester City, the title has just been blown wide open for them. A win today and a win over Arsenal and a win in their game in hand means that Manchester City will be breathing down the neck of Arsenal. Players coming onto the pitch right now. It's a sunny afternoon in London. The Chelsea fans out in full force. Let's take a look at the two starting lineups then. Let's begin with Chelsea. Robert Sanchez in goal. The back four is Marc Cucurella, Yoel Hato, Wesley Fofana and Malo Gusto, with captain Moises Caicedo and André Santos holding the midfield. Pedro Neto, Cole Palmer and the speedy Brazilian Estevao all playing behind João Pedro up front for Chelsea. For Manchester City, well, Pep Guardiola has had lots of options. He's gone for perhaps his strongest squad. Gianluigi Donnarumma in goal. The back four is Nico O'Reilly, Mark Gahey, Abdul Qadir Kusanov, Mateus Nunes are the back. Just above the back four is Rodri. And the four playing behind leading scorer Erling Haaland is Jeremy Doku, Captain Bernardo Silva, Ryan Cherky and Antoine Semenyo. Our referee today is Chris Kavanagh from Ashton-under-Lyne in Greater Manchester. His assistants are experienced ones, Dan Cook and Ian Husson. The fourth official is Sam Barrett, and in Stockley Park today is Paul Howard and Sean Massey Ellis. We hope we don't need them. We've seen enough controversy with VAR yesterday. Let's take a look at the head-to-heads. You can see Chelsea just having a narrow advantage over Manchester City at the moment. 71 wins for the Blues against City's 68, 42 draws. The last meeting went the way of Manchester City 3-0. The head-to-head streak shows a 2-1, but that victory for Chelsea coming as far back as 2021. XG also very, very similar. And it's XG have the largest for Chelsea in the league. The goalkeeping stats just coming up onto your screen right now. Robert Sanchez just playing a couple more games than Donnarumma, but Donnarumma has been extremely impressive, under 1 goal a game. Over a 72% save percentage, 11 clean sheets, showing the Italian still to be the number one in the world, in my opinion. Manchester City are just preparing themselves now with Chelsea in their final huddle. Chelsea in all blue today with white socks. Manchester City in their grey and yellow jerseys. changing up today for the trippers, Liam Rosenia and Pep Guardiola. Just have a quick embrace there. Let's see how they're feeling at the end of this game, with Pep Guardiola knowing that this is the opportunity for Manchester City to turn this title race completely around. And Manchester City will get us underway, and they are attacking the goal to our right. We're just waiting now for the referee's whistle. Standing over the ball at the moment is Estevao. He's just going to roll that ball back, and already charging over the halfway line with intent there is Rodri. He just drops the ball across to Estevao. Estevao goes down and it's dropped back to Malo Gusto, across to Wesley Fofana. Fofana just going to drop it back to the goalkeeper Robert Sanchez, who just plays the ball forward over the halfway line, and the header is won by Estevao. It goes out of play. It's going to be a throw-in for Manchester City. Chelsea have the ball back now with Wesley Fofana. Fofana again just drops the ball back to Robert Sanchez. Chelsea at the moment starting from the back. It's going to be that sort of a game. We know that Manchester City like to play from the back and generally like to keep possession throughout large parts of the game. It is picking up the ball now for Manchester City. There is Bernardo Silva. He drops the ball back. Cross here. Down this right-hand side is Mateus Nunes. Nunes just trying to find Antoine Semenyo. Here's Rodri. 1-2 with Bernardo Silva, and it goes back to the goalkeeper. Played short there to Kusanov. Kusanov launches the ball forward. Chasing it is Erling Haaland. It might be interesting to see if he can get any players up to support him. Haaland holds up the ball well. There's 2 or 3 Chelsea players surrounding him, and he manages to find Rodri. That was really well played by Erling Haaland. And across there onto Doku, and now Doku picks up the ball. He drops it back there to Rodri once more time. He's got Cherki in the middle. Plays the ball to Cherki. Cherki backheels it to O'Reilly. O'Reilly now to Nunes. Nunes down this right hand side, to Semenyo. Semenyo tries to get to the byline, and that's a really good challenge by Marc Cucurella. Looking forward to that battle today between Cucurella and Semenyo. Cucurella winning the first of those encounters today. It's going to be a corner to Manchester City. And Antoine Semenyo is going to take this corner. And he's just going to outswing this one by the looks of it, as Rodri making his way into the penalty area. Mark Gahey there as well. And the cross is going to the corner is going to be taken by Bernardo Silva. He goes short and gets the ball back. Does Bernardo Silva? Gives it once again to Rodri. Bernardo Silva now trying to skip inside, drops the ball back to Rodri. Rodri gets across into the back post, and that's just almost found Erling Haaland there off Mark Gahey. Chelsea just managing to clear the ball away. And it's back again now to Malo Gusto, who puts his foot through it. He only manages to find Kusanov waiting on the halfway line. And here's Bernardo Silva. The ball is out wide to Semenyo again, down the right-hand side. Drops the ball back to Silva. Semenyo. Cherki. Cross there to Nunes. Nunes across to Gahey in an advanced position. That's a really good ball to Jeremy Doku down the left-hand side. Doku. Back to Gahey. Gahey lifts the ball over onto the far side to Silva. Silva gets the ball back. It's Cherki. Now then, that's a really good ball to Rodri, and Rodri tries to get the cross in, but Sanchez was waiting there just to pluck that out the air, and he decides to go for the quick clearance downfield, looking for João Pedro, but there's too much weight on that ball. Goes all the way through to Gianluigi Donnarumma, and Manchester City can break out now. Here's Cherky in the midfield to Silva. Silva trying to encourage Manchester City to go forward. Plays the ball across to Rodri inside the centre circle. This is very typical Manchester City, just holding the ball up, looking like they're going nowhere and passing the ball around, and then they just make their move. And here's Semenyo. Semenyo to the edge of the area, always dispossessed with a fine challenge there. Oh, that was a very good challenge. And here's Cole Palmer over the halfway line now. He's got 3-on-3 if he hurries. His ball out wide to Neto wasn't the best. Pulled back to Cole Palmer by Neto. Cole Palmer gets to the byline, gets a shot in, and he goes into the side netting. And Chelsea making their first real rush on the Manchester City goal. Cole Palmer getting the ball out to Neto there. The pass wasn't great, really. Pulled back to Cole Palmer, who made a dash for the goal. He caught Kusanov out there. That might have even caught the goalkeeper on the way through, but it goes into the side netting, and it has been given as a goal kick. And now then, Manchester City coming forward. Manages to find Semenyo. Semenyo does a quick 1-2 with Rodri, but it goes all wrong for Manchester City. Nipping in is Moises Caicedo just to get that ball back to Robert Sanchez. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 0. Two huge games for Manchester City, of course, with Chelsea today and, of course, Arsenal at home next week. Winning both of these games turns the title race completely on its head. And there is the Manchester City substitutes bench. And it's going to be a throw-in. Chelsea looking... they've got a challenge on their hands. Looking at their last few league games, Chelsea have struggled a little bit in recent games. In their last 6, they're really 2 games under 500. Their most recent victory, of course, 7-0 over Port Vale, but in the league, 3-0 defeat to Everton and 1-0 defeat to Newcastle, coupled with the 2 defeats to Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. And there's Caicedo, tries to play the ball out wide to Esteval, but that ball goes completely out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in. And is that who I think it is? Gianfranco Zola in the crowd there. And picked up here by Semenyo. Semenyo tries to turn away from Cucurella. Cucurella got his grounds covered well there, and that ball goes out of play. Comes off Semenyo, so Cucurella will take the throw-in. Drops the ball back there to Malo Gusto. And Gusto tries to play the ball downfield, but there's nobody chasing that one, and it just goes out of play for a throw-in. Scrappy start, really, by both sides. And so far, the only chance really coming, it's more of a half chance really coming to Cole Palmer. Here's Erling Haaland for Manchester City now, or even he's giving the ball away. And that is to Fofana, and Fofana manages to find Caicedo. And here is Pedro Neto now down the left-hand side. Tries to play the ball in towards Cole Palmer. Cherky trying to win that ball back, but it's been given away to Neto again. And now towards the byline, there is the number 20, João Pedro, puts it into the side netting with a challenge from Kusanov. That was good defending there by Abdulkadir Kusanov. You'll see more of him at the World Cup for Uzbekistan, of course. Really good challenge there on João Pedro. It's going to be a corner. Chelsea's first of the game, and it's going to be taken by Pedro Neto down this left-hand side. Neto is just going to outswing it. It's short, and it only really manages to find Antoine Semenyo, but now it breaks loose to Neto again, trying to nip in and win that ball. Back there is Bernardo Silva, but Chelsea still have it. They spray the ball out to the left-hand side now, and here's Cole Palmer. Palmer trying to check inside. He's holding the ball up well. Is Palmer, drops the ball back to Gusto. Gusto out wide to Neto again. Chelsea just trying to find a way through. It's Pedro Neto. It's a really good ball to Fofana, or rather Joel Hato. It's back to Gusto again. Across there to Casado. Casado lifts the ball into the box. Kusanov deals with it well, but it only breaks loose to the edge of the area to Santos and back to Cole Palmer. His shot takes a deflection and bounces kindly to Gianluigi Donnarumma, and that move breaks down for Chelsea. It's back to the goalkeeper Donnarumma, and played forward. Oh, that's one back there. Really well that time by Hato, and finds Cole Palmer again, and Cole Palmer is fouled by Rodri, and it's going to be a free kick to Chelsea, and Chelsea just trying to put on some early pressure here. Cole Palmer trying to remonstrate that he feels further action should be taken against Rodri, and frankly I agree with him. There was no attempt by Rodri to win the ball there. It just held him up discreetly. But no further action from Chris Kavanagh. The free kick is about 35 yards from goal. And it's certainly within, I suppose, I wouldn't say within shooting territory, although Malo Gusto is standing over it. And it's a long way out, and it'll take something special to beat Donnarumma from that distance. Malo Gusto standing over it. He may just lift the ball into the penalty area. It's actually lifted in by Pedro Neto, and it's away from everybody else. Goes behind for a goal kick. We've had 11 minutes gone here. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 0. And picking up the ball is Gehi. He gives the ball to Kusanov. Kusanov holds up play. Oh, he's giving it a ball away, and that is bad play by Kusanov. And here's Pedro now for Chelsea. Let's see if he can punish Manchester City here. It's Pedro. Right on the edge of the box, João Pedro. Drops it back, and almost slipping there is Casado, but he gets the ball out to Neto again. City trying to press Chelsea back, and they're successful in pressing them back into their own half to Casado, who's just going to go back to Robert Sanchez. He releases it quickly. Gusto fails to control it, but he does manage to get some sort of control on the ball eventually, and plays the ball forward and very nearly gives the ball away. And an offside position is Estevao kicking the ball away in frustration, and a yellow card for the Brazilian for kicking the ball away. And a look of frustration on the face of Estevao. Signed in the summer, of course, from Botafogo, and very impressive at the Club World Cup. Anybody watched it? There was a few players there, especially from the Brazilian teams, that were quite impressive. Some of them making their way to the Premier League. Igor Jesus is another, of course. Antoine Semenyo now chasing the ball down, but Malo Gusto, Wesley Fofana gets across and makes a challenge and puts the ball out of play. It's a throw-in for Manchester City. Here's Bernardo Silva just inside the centre circle, just trying to keep the ball away from Cole Palmer. It's played across to Nico O'Reilly. O'Reilly coming forward now. O'Reilly's got options. He gives the ball to Doku. Can Doku keep it in play? He does that very well. He's got Gusto in front of him. Skips inside there, does Doku. It manages to break loose to Rodri. City maintain possession now. Let's see what they can create. It's back with Gehi, and now here is Doku. Back to Rodri. It's quick passing this by Manchester City. Here's Antoine Semenyo. We're quite seeing this style of play now by Manchester City. Many find it, I would say, boring. I don't think that's the word I would choose, but certainly it's not the most entertaining football to watch as they look for breaks inside that Chelsea defence. Ball now is with Doku again. He's got Estevao and Gusto in front of him, but he skips inside with ease, does Doku. Flicks it into the middle. Haaland tries to bring that ball down. It's bouncing around there. It is so scrappy at the moment. And finally, Rodri sends a ball all the way back from inside the Manchester City half of the field, back to Donnarumma. And the ball is now with Gehi. Gehi drops the ball to his central defensive partner, Kusanov. Not surprising that City have 62% of the ball, but no attempts on goal. Chelsea have 3 attempts so far. And here is the number 10, Ryan Cherky for Manchester City. Drops the ball back to the halfway line, and it's put out of play by Rodri as the move breaks down. As we're watching two of the top Premier League teams, the amount of money that is spent to have this sort of talent together on the field right now, and what we're seeing is some very poor football, it has to be said. Here is Jeremy Doku, checks inside, and he clashes there with Gusto, and it goes behind for a goal kick to Chelsea. Doku's complaining, but I don't think he has much to complain about. It's a goal kick for Chelsea. And plays the ball short to Robert Sanchez in another one of those pointless manoeuvres. And it's played back to the goalkeeper again by Joel Hato. Back to Hato again. Holds the ball up on the 18-yard box, and that's the ball played forward by Cucurella, and a really good pass to Pedro. Pedro steps back, drops the ball there to João Pedro. João Pedro skips inside. Oh, a really great ball to Cucurella. Can he do something with it? He can! Marc Cucurella scoring, and finally gives this game some life. He checked to see whether he was onside, and I think the linesman's flag has come up. I think the goal is ruled out for offside. Let's take a look. Just for a moment there, we were looking at giving the game a little life. That is very tight. He might be being played on by Kusanov there. VAR will look at that. I think that's very, very tight. We'll wait and see as to whether or not the goal is given. As Marc Cucurella celebrates, it looks like it has been ruled out, and VAR not looking at that any further. And an offside goal, but that at least gives Manchester City a warning sign. Here's Cherky, there's the ball out wide to Doku. Doku skips inside. Oh, that's a really good challenge there. Malo Gusto stopping Doku in his tracks. Here's Rodri, though. Ball is out wide there. And to the byline as Nico O'Reilly tries to get the cross in, but a really good challenge by the Brazilian Andre Santos. And it's going to be a corner for Manchester City, as Manchester City all of a sudden wake up. And going to have a corner here. Down the left-hand side, going over to take it is Ryan Cherky. Pedro Neto watching Antoine Semenyo. You'll see Kusanov make a run in a moment. Here is Cherky. Cherky tries to get the ball in. Oh, that's a really good block. And that is Moises Caicedo making that block, but still City in possession. It's Rodri. Drops the ball back there to Nunes. Nunes, super long ball across to Doku. Doku brings it down well. He's got Estevao and Gusto in front of him. They're doubling up on Jeremy Doku at the moment. The ball was tried to be played through there to O'Reilly, but it bounced off O'Reilly and broke away. And now Chelsea, let's see if they can do something with it. It's a good ball over the top to Pedro Neto. Neto has got Marc Cucurella alongside him. Neto down that left-hand side, checks inside, does Neto into the penalty area. Neto with a shot, super save by Donnarumma, and so far Chelsea looking the better side. A super save by Gianluigi Donnarumma, and well, that's really a good move. He just used Cucurella by not using him, and turned the ball towards the goal, struck the shot, and a super save by Donnarumma. And it's a corner down the left-hand side for Chelsea, which Pedro Neto will take. And it's short to Cucurella. And it's out to Cole Palmer. And it's Gusto. Plays the ball to Pedro Neto. 1-2 with Cucurella as the game slows right down. Looks like there is an offside there. As we take a look at, it's this again, isn't it? It's this again. There's no daylight. it's as close can be. It's arm hair. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I'm so sick of seeing this every single week. Absolute nonsense. Well, play goes on. Here's Cherky. Plays the ball across to Mark Gahey. Doctors told me to not get too excited and keep my blood pressure down. But I can't help it. It's just so infuriating. Here's Jeremy Doku now. He's got O'Reilly down the left-hand side. He gives the ball to Nico O'Reilly. And it's with Jeremy Doku again as Estefao and Gusto doubling up on the Belgian. And there's Gahey again. Back to Doku. He's got Gusto there. Played short by Doku, crossed in by Gahey, just headed away there by Fofana and helped on its way by Marc Cucurella. João Pedro trying to bring this ball under control, and he's alleged to have fouled Matheus Nunes, and it's going to be a free kick to Chelsea, to Manchester City. City 0, Chelsea 0, City 0. We've played 21 minutes gone in what has been a slow burner at Stamford Bridge, but goal disallowed on 12 minutes on 16 minutes rather, by Marc Cucurella. And here's Doku, and Doku skips inside. Oh, Jeremy Doku does well, gets a shot away, it's blocked. It breaks loose to Rodri, who tries to get the shot away. It's now with Cherky, and Chelsea rushing to defend there. Did a very good job blocking the shooting lanes. But that was a really good move by Jeremy Doku. Skipped inside Estevao and Gusto that time. As Chris Kavanagh has stopped play, possibly for a free kick here. It's midway inside their own half of the field, the free kick for Chelsea. Taken quickly there by Fofana. He gives it ball back to Yoel Hato, and he's giving it back to Fofana. And once again, you're going to see this possession-based play that we've all seemed to have been made to suffer in the last few years of Premier League football. And there's Cherky winning the ball back to Haaland, but winning that ball back was Fofana, but Fofana's clearance really only manages to find Matheus Nunes, and Nunes goes all the way back to his goalkeeper, and they're going to start from the back again. It's picked up here, holding the ball up well there. Good play. Gahey drops the ball back now to Donnarumma again. Here's Matheus Nunes. Chelsea trying to put some press on Manchester City. The ball's played forward to Erling Haaland. Brings the ball down well. That's a super pass there to Rodri. The header clearance away there by Hato wasn't really good enough. And now the ball forward played by Bernardo Silva, hit the back heel of Marc Cucurella, and Chelsea have possession again. And it's back with Robert Sanchez with 23 minutes gone. Chelsea and Manchester City are deadlocked at 0-0. It's cleared downfield. And here's Kusanov. Plays the ball across to Gahey, and he goes out wide to Doku. Doku having another opportunity to run at Gusto. Estevao back there as well. Here's Gusto. Drops the ball back there to Gahey. Out wide to Nico O'Reilly. Chelsea handling Jeremy Doku very well, with the two of them doubling up on him down that left-hand side, making it hard for the Manchester City wingers to really get any space and to get the cross into the supply line to Haaland. Here's Gahey. Chelsea pressing Manchester City back. Nunes on the halfway line. And here's Semenyo. Semenyo back to Nunes. Ball is dropped back there to Rodri. Rodri gives the ball on the halfway line there to Kusanov, and it's now with Gahey. As once again, this type of football, the ball is played over the halfway line. Now to Doku. Doku tries to play the through ball, but it hits the back heel of Nico O'Reilly. But City maintain possession. And the ball is going to be played out wide here to Semenyo. Semenyo now has Kukurea in front of him. Another opportunity there, but he plays the pass instead, and it's a disappointing one. And Yorel Hato wins the ball back, but his clearance only goes as far as Nunes. Cross to Nunes again. Out to Semenyo. Semenyo. Oh boy, I was looking forward to seeing that battle between Semenyo and Kukurea. And at the moment, we're not seeing it because it's just pass and keep possession ball at the moment. None of these wonderfully talented players are really running at the defence. Antoine Semenyo pulls the ball back there. And the cross comes in from Cherki, but it's over everybody's head and out of play for a goal kick. And, well, and you can see, I think that's Frank Lampard looking like he's half asleep there. I feel you, Frank. That's behind for a goal kick anyway. Frank Lampard, of course, the manager of Coventry City, who we are likely to see in the Premier League next season. It'll be the first time they've been back in 20 years. And it'd be nice to see them again. Estevao in an offside position this time. Free kick for Manchester City. 0-0, 25 minutes gone. I want to thank you very much for taking time out of your busy day to join us today for this full match audio commentary of Chelsea versus Manchester City. Do my best to try to keep you suitably entertained with the tools I have available. And here is Ryan Cherki, drops the ball back. Plays the ball forward there to Semenyo, and it goes through Semenyo and over the halfway line. And now here is Moises Caicedo, drops the ball back there to Gusto. Gusto gives the ball to Fofana. Fofana just puts his foot on the ball for a moment there as Chelsea looking for options available. Gave it back to Caicedo, but Caicedo was swamped, and now City have the ball back with Doku. Doku into the penalty area. Oh, that was a fantastic run by Jeremy Doku. He was looking for Caicedo. But the ball just eventually he just trips over the ball and goes down. As we've taken a look at the areas for Manchester City of attack, you can see most of them are going down that left-hand side. But maybe that's something they might want to change. As Estevao and Gusto have doubled up on Jeremy Doku. Here is Hato. He goes all the way back to Robert Sanchez, who clears the ball downfield. Oh, that's a good interception there by Gahey. And it's Chelsea keep possession. It's played forward to Cole Palmer. He's not able to bring that ball down, and Bernardo Silva gets it all the way back to Jean-Luigi Donnarumma. It's a poor pass by Donnarumma. That's very unlike him. He puts the ball out of play, and a throw-in for Chelsea, level with the Manchester City penalty area. And the throw-in is short to Palmer. Palmer drops it back to the halfway line to Malo Gusto. And there is Fofana. It's a good ball out wide to Kukurea. Kukurea goes back to Hato. Hato to Fofana. And across there, Fofana tries to play the ball over the halfway line, looking for João Pedro, trying to create a little bit of space for himself. He does. The ball is wide to Estevao. Pedro is almost dispossessed there. One back that time. Long ball over to looking for Neto, but reading that well is Mateus Nunes. He heads the ball back into the Chelsea half of the field. And it's picked up here by Caicedo. Caicedo forward to Cole Palmer. Bit of time and space, but Manchester City rather win the ball back. But Rodri has given the ball away. And now João Pedro tries to get the ball into the box, and it's turned just wide. And, well, an opportunity there for for Chelsea, who certainly have looked the more dangerous of the two sides going forward. The ball was played forward, and yes, it was played forward, in fact, by Gusto. It was João Pedro on the end of that, but he couldn't get a touch on that ball. And it goes behind, and now Manchester City can move forward with Doku. Doku is alleged to have fouled Gusto there as Chris Kavanagh blows his whistle. And it'll be a free kick to Chelsea. We'll just take a look at this. Well, he was backing into Gusto, but Gusto goes down far too easily there. And the free kick is taken quickly, looking for Pedro Neto. Mateus Nunes coming over to try to keep Neto under control. Brilliant move by Neto through the legs of Nunes, but cutting across to help him is Kusanov. But what a fantastic move that was by Pedro Neto. He didn't seem to have anywhere to go, and then through the legs with his back with a heel. That was brilliant play by Neto. Neto again now tries to get the cross in. Flicked on by Cucurella. Donnarumma tries to punch the ball away. It's up in the air now. Donnarumma's got to claim this. He punches it instead. He might have been better catching it. Here's Palmer. Tries to find Neto. Neto will try to get the cross in. And did that come off the Chelsea player last? We'll wait and see. Yes, it's actually offside, in fact, anyway. Yes, that was a fantastic move by Neto. Best bit of football seen in this first half, if I'm being honest. And it's 31 minutes gone. As Donnarumma is now arguing with the referee over something. Probably the challenge on him when he punched the ball earlier. Well, Gianluigi Donnarumma is going to have to understand that the Premier League is not Serie A. It's not Ligue 1. There's a physical element to the Premier League. There is nothing wrong with that challenge in my mind whatsoever. The ball is played forward. Now looking for Doku. Doku's got Erling Haaland on the break, but Doku's pass was very, very poor. And it's picked up by Robert Sanchez. And we've got 31 minutes gone in this game. Oh, it's over the head of Pedro Neto as Marc Cucurella trying to set off the Portuguese international. Goes out of play for a throw-in. And it's very tight here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 0, but Chelsea have had the ball in the net with Marc Cucurella on 16 minutes. Disallowed because the hair on his leg was just a little bit too long. And here's Caicedo, not Caicedo, rather Guehi. And Nunes now. Nunes puts his foot on the ball and drops it back. It's Guehi again, gets the ball out wide to Doku. Doku to Gusto as he's doubled up upon immediately again. His ball in midfield there is dealt with well by Nico O'Reilly. Here's Nunes. Nunes plays the ball out wide to Antoine Semenyo. Semenyo now trying to get away from Cucurella. He plays the pass short. Here's Nunes. Plays the ball into the centre circle and forward there to O'Reilly. O'Reilly out wide there to Doku. Maybe Doku might be able to get his cross in a bit earlier this time. He's given the ball to O'Reilly. O'Reilly now has got some space inside the penalty area, but he's closed down by Cole Palmer. Two England internationals going at it there. Andres Santos finally clears the ball for Chelsea. And it's cleared over the heads there. And here goes João Pedro. And Donnarumma just gets there first. Great work by the Italian goalkeeper there. Just gets ahead of the Brazilian striker. But Chelsea having a lot of luck playing the ball over the top. And for a moment, Donnarumma hesitated. Nearly cost him. He got there in the end. Good work. Goalkeepers almost seemingly to react as sweepers these days. Here's Doku. And it's Guehi back to Doku again. Doku gets the ball to O'Reilly. O'Reilly tries to pull the ball across. Haaland trying to get on the end of that, but Sanchez just managing to cling a hold of it. A little bit of panic in the Chelsea defence there. Nico O'Reilly pulling the ball across. Cherki, first of all, tried to get the shot in. I think he did make contact with the ball. And it was a save by Sanchez and plucked the ball out of the air as Haaland could not get on the end of that. And Manchester City now have possession. Once again, as they come forward, it's the first real threat on goal for Manchester City in this entire first half. Because, my goodness me, it's been dire to watch. And here's O'Reilly. Doku. Doku, Estevao and Gusto standing over it. Doku plays the ball short. And here's the opportunity now for Rodri. Across to Bernardo Silva. Silva out wide here to Cherki. Cherki's got the run from Semenyo if he wants it. He goes back instead to Bernardo Silva. Silva just puts his foot on the ball. He's inside the centre circle. He's got options left and right. He decides to go to Mateus Nunes, a safe ball. Out wide here to Ryan Cherki. Cherki so impressive in the League Cup final against Arsenal. He gets the ball out wide to Semenyo. Semenyo back to Cherki. Cherki loses possession now, and here's Pedro Neto. And Estevao, his first chance to run at the Manchester City defence. He's got Gehi in front of him, and the challenge by Gehi was good enough. Manchester City have the ball back. And it's now with Gehi again. Rather than breaking forward, City chose to go back. Here's O'Reilly. Good challenge there by Estevao, fighting back to win the ball back. He's a little Duracell bunny as Estevao. Let me tell you, he can run. A foul there on Andres Santos, and it's a free kick to Chelsea. Let's take a look at that again. Let's see. Looks like it's the other way. It looks to me like it should be the other way around, to be honest. But I think the free kick has been given to Chelsea, or has it? No, it's a free kick to Manchester City. Doku takes it short. It's back to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva back to Doku. Can Doku get the cross in? He does, but it's a poor one and cleared away by Cole Palmer. As the Manchester City attacking front three just has been as blunt as a butter knife. They've really not been able to create really much at all. Here's Doku. Forward to O'Reilly. O'Reilly. Now with Gehi again. And it's now with Rodri. Kusanov. Out wide to Nunes. Oh, that's a good ball there to Antoine Semenyo. He finally has a run and he gets away from Caicedo, but his pass only manages to find Pedro Neto, and there's been so much of that in the first half. The ball being given away needlessly by both sides, as there is a foul there by Antoine Semenyo on Pedro Neto, and Semenyo goes into the referee's notebook. So a yellow card for Antoine Semenyo. That evens up the card counts in this first half. And we have 7 minutes to go until the break. 7.5 until the break. And at half-time, Russ will go through the weekend scores with you. And I will go and get a cup of coffee to try and keep myself awake. And here's Cucurella, plays the ball forward. That's a good challenge there by Kusanov, just blocking that pass, as Cucurella will take the throw-in. And it's dropped back there, the throw-in to Yoel Hato. Hato gives the ball to Fofana. Back to Yoel Hato. Back to Fofana. Fofana. Across there to Gusto. It's a good ball out wide to Estevao. Estevao dispossessed easily that time though, and here's Nico O'Reilly in the penalty area, pulled back to Cherki, and he gets the shot on goal. Really Manchester City's first real attempt on target, but it was a comfortable save by Robert Sanchez. Finally a bit of prowess in the Manchester City attack. We've just seen them give the ball away far too many times in this first half. It's cleared downfield, up in the air, won by Cole Palmer. Picked up by Nunes. Nunes out wide to Cherki again. He's well capable of bringing a game to life. There's a good ball there. Out wide to Semenyo by Rodri. Semenyo now, he goes down under the challenge there of Yorel Hato, and it's going to be a free kick to Manchester City. Referee just got out the way of that one. Here's Cole Palmer, but won back well Erling Haaland, as both sides have given the ball away a lot in this first half. And Manchester City now have possession. Here's Gahey. Across to Nunes. Nunes picked up by Bernardo Silva. He's got time and space on the ball. Finds Nunes. Nunes tries to find Semenyo. It just takes a knock off Semenyo and goes back to Bernardo Silva, who finds Cherki. Here's Gahey. Gahey, there's the ball out wide there to Nico O'Reilly. And it's back with Nunes. And out wide there by Gahey to Jeremy Doku. Doku holds the ball up, goes to the byline, Doku, and that's a good stop by Estevao, and that goes behind for a corner to Chelsea. To Manchester City. 3 corners apiece now in this first half. It's going to be swung in. And just going to see who's going to take it. It looks like it's Cherki on that left-hand side who's going to swing this one in. You've got Erling Haaland in the middle. It's short here to Doku. Doku tries to lift the ball in. It breaks loose. And it goes almost all the way back to the halfway line. And that's a good ball by Rodri to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva gets to the byline, tries to get the cross in. It's blocked by Cucurella and picked up by Pedro Neto. Back to Cucurella. As Chelsea now, that's a foul on Moises Caicedo. Trip up there. And, we've got a few minutes to go until half-time. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 0. Chelsea having a goal disallowed on 16 minutes for offside against Marc Cucurella. It was a really good finish for a defender as well, but it seems that the hair on his legs was a little bit too long, and that was the reason he was given offside. And now then, here comes Chelsea. The ball is out wide here to Malo Gusto. He's got Estevao ahead of him. Gives the ball to Estevao. And it's Cole Palmer to Moises Caicedo. Here's Hato. Back to Caicedo again, and Cole Palmer. Neither of these sides playing like they need to win this game. Certainly not Manchester City. And now checking inside is Estevao. Estevao inside the penalty area. Good challenge there, but it only breaks loose to Santos. Santos drops the ball back. He gets it back again. Does Andre Santos, and Donnarumma just comes out and plucks that out of the air like it's nothing. And is he going to clear this ball downfield, or are we going to go for one of City's specialist build-up plays? We'll see. And the ball is over the halfway line there by Nico O'Reilly. And O'Reilly looking for the breakaway there, but that was a good interception by Malo Gusto, and the ball goes out of play. As it was a smart move by Manchester City, but well read by Malo Gusto. Picked up on the halfway line. Over the halfway line to Nico O'Reilly. He drops the ball back to Kusanov. Across to Mark Gahey. Minute and a half to go until half-time, plus stoppage time. I can't imagine there being a lot of it. Maybe a minute or two. And here's Kusanov. Out wide there to Mateus Nunes to Semenyo. Back to Nunes. Mateus Nunes back again. Good play by him. And the ball over the top there by Bernardo Silva, looking for Haaland. Dealt with really well by Wesley Fofana, who seems to have got Haaland locked down in this first half. Goes back to Sanchez. Chelsea just messing around with it on the edge of their own penalty area. It's a dangerous game to play, and they've given the ball away to Rodri, and City now have possession again. And it's picked up here by Cherki. Cherki closed down immediately, but that was a silly giveaway by Chelsea. The ball is across, looking for Doku. It's picked up instead by Rodri. Chelsea have got all 11 men behind the ball here. The ball is out wide to Doku again. And here is Nico O'Reilly across to Nunes. That's a good ball out wide to Semenyo. Semenyo going to have a run at Cucurella. He does. He beats 2, beats 3. Does Semenyo, gets the shot away, and that was the best bit of play that Manchester City have done in this entire first half. It takes a deflection and goes wide, but Semenyo beating 3 players there, and the deflection coming off Andre Santos, taking the ball wide. But Robert Sanchez was scrambling, and that was the best bit of football, not just by Manchester City, but what we've seen in the whole game as we go into stoppage time. There is only 1 minute of stoppage time at the end of this first half. Corner to be taken by Bernardo Silva. Swings the ball in, coming in on the back post there I'm just trying to see who that was. Charging at the back post was Mark Gahey, and he did not time his run to perfection. In the end, it goes behind, but they did not pick up Mark Gahey, not quickly enough. The cross didn't do him any justice either from the corner. It's a goal kick to Chelsea. 0-0 as we approach the last 20 seconds, mercifully, of this first half. As Pep Guardiola himself is not looking particularly too interested either. Just waiting now for the half-time whistle so he can go in and talk to his players. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a substitution or 2 at half-time, but we'll wait and see. It's a free kick to Chelsea, which Pedro Neto is going to take midway inside the Manchester City half of the field. And it's a free kick. Cole Palmer standing over it as well, but it's going to be Pedro Neto, and he's going to hope to try to perhaps steal a lead for Chelsea at the end of this first half. We've played the minute. It's lifted into the box. The header is on by Estevao, and it's over the crossbar. Well, that'll do it for the first half, I suspect. Andre Santos, in fact, not Estevao. Header over the crossbar, and that's it. That's all she wrote for this first half. The first half in the books here at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 0, Manchester City 0. A disallowed goal by Marc Cucurella on 16 minutes, and a fantastic run at the end of the first half by Antoine Semenyo. A little bit more of that, please. Might make for a more interesting game. But at half-time, it is Chelsea 0, Manchester City 0.
And thank you very much there to Paul James for commentary on what's been a, let's just say, drab first half, but a good commentary nonetheless, as he always does here on the commentary. And Paul will be back in 15 minutes' time to bring you second half coverage of Chelsea against Manchester City, where we hope to see a goal in the game here on the commentary or the second half. In the second half, should I say, as we are now at half time with the scoreline at 0-0. There's been some other matches taking place this weekend, and we'll go to those in just a second or two as well. There's been a virtual trophy game today as well, which we'll go through as well. But there's a Premier League game tomorrow, which we're not unable to bring you here on the commentary, and that is between Manchester United and Leeds United. Can the Whites of Yorkshire go across to the Pennines and go to Lancashire and beat one of their bitter rivals, Manchester United, tomorrow afternoon? Well, tomorrow evening kick-off is at 8 o'clock for that one. As I say, we're unable to bring you that one tomorrow, but we will bring you some more coverage of the Premier League later in next weekend for you here on the commentary. So make sure you stay tuned to see what we've got coming up next, which I'll tell you about a little bit later on in the programme. But right now, then let's take a look at the the results from the matches taking place this weekend. We'll go through all the scores for you, starting off in the Premier League. So on Friday night, it finished West Ham United 4, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. Arsenal 1, Bournemouth 2 on Saturday afternoon. Also, it was Brentford 2, Everton 2, Burnley 0, Brighton 2, Liverpool 2, Fulham 0 on Saturday. On Sunday, finished Crystal Palace 2, Newcastle 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Aston Villa 1, Sunderland 1, Spurs 0. Another defeat for Spurs and another new manager bounce, or should I say, new manager not bounce, as they lose their first game under Roberto De Zerbi. Spurs had a penalty in that first half, but was waved away by VAR. And I've got to say, it was a correct call from what I saw over that game earlier on. And at half time, as I mentioned here, it's Chelsea 0. Man City, I should say, Paul mentioned here, with Manchester United and Leeds taking place on Monday Night Football, 8 o'clock. Unable to bring you that one here on the commentary. Let's continue then and going into some more football then and going to the EFL now. And let's head over to the EFL Championship as we bring you the results in the Championship for the matches that took place this weekend. And we'll bring you those for you as we speak. So let's go into the Championship then. It was West Bromwich Albion 0, Millwall 0 on Friday night. Then on Saturday afternoon, it finished Coventry City 0, Sheffield Wednesday 0. That's a big significant result. That we'll go to that in a second. Norwich City 0, Ipswich Town 2, QPR 0, Bristol City 0, Charlton 1, Preston North End 2, Leicester 0, Swansea 1. Now, another significant result was Middlesbrough 0, Portsmouth 1. And Middlesbrough losing that game, had Coventry beaten Sheffield Wednesday in the game which finished 0 as you just heard, Coventry would have been back into the Premier League for the first time in 25 years. And their boss, Frank Lampard, in the crowd today watching his old boys Chelsea, get a look at what he will be coming up against next season. Oxford United 2, Watford 0, Sheffield United 2, Hull City 1, Southampton 2, Derby 1. That's 17 games unbeaten now for the Saints, and beating Arsenal in the FA Cup not long ago, winning midweek and then won again this weekend. 3 wins on the spin now for Southampton. What a remarkable job. Connor Eckert is doing their take on Manchester City in the FA Cup semi-finals at the end of this month. Stoke City 1, Blackburn Rovers 1, and on this afternoon, if you're listening today or yesterday afternoon, depending on when you listen, Sunday afternoon, finished Birmingham City 2, Wrexham 0. Let's go into EFL League 1 on Saturday the 11th of April. Cardiff City 2, Bolton Wanderers 0, Lincoln City 2, Leyton Orient 1, Plymouth Argyle 2, Exeter City 2, Blackpool 3, Peterborough United 1, Bradford City 0, Stevenage 1, Burton Albion 1, AFC Wimbledon 0, Youngster Rovers 1, Reading 0, Huddersfield Town 3, Wickham Wanderers 3, Rotherham United 1, Barnsley 3, a deserved victory for Conor Uran's Barnsley yesterday. Rotherham very, very poor in that game in EFL League 1. Wigan Athletic 2, Mansfield Town 1. Let's go into League 2 then. And they finished on Friday night, Colchester United 3, Swindon Town 0. Then on Saturday afternoon, they finished Bristol Rovers 3, Crawley Town 1. Milton Keynes Dons 2, Bromley 1, Accrington Stanley 1, Fleetwood Town 2, Barnet 3, Barrow 2, Cambridge United 4, Notts County 0, Chesterfield 1, Tranmere Rovers 1, Grimsby Town 3, Quellig Angler 2, Newport County 2, Harrogate Town 1, Salford City 0, Gillingham 0, Shrewsbury Town 1, Oldham Athletic 0, Walsall 0, Cheltenham Town 4. And there's been a cup competition today taking place at Wembley in the EFL Trophy. And I can tell you that the winners of the EFL Trophy are Luton Town, as they finished Luton Town 3, Stockport County 1 in the EFL Trophy final. Luton Town winning that game at Wembley this afternoon. And Jack Wilshere, the former Arsenal man, he's going hands on a trophy before Arsenal have even going hands on another trophy since leaving the Gunners. So he knows the best way to win trophies is by leaving Arsenal. It seems to be the case. So to any Arsenal fans out there listening. After then in the Premier League match, it is Chelsea 0, Manchester City 0 in the game this afternoon here in the Premier League. Should be a good second half, hopefully a good second half here as Paul. Don't just be quiet there as a remind Arsenal fans. They're yet to win the trophy. Looks like they could go out of the Champions League this midweek after they faltered in the Premier League and we'll bring you the Premier League table at the end of the match this evening going into tomorrow night's game there. Right, let's turn our attention back to this game then, Paul. And I've just seen the disallowed goal again for Chelsea. And for me, when I look back at it, I feel like the disallowed goal, I think when you look at it, as I did as you come up with the lines on the TV so you could see where they drew the lines for the disallowed goal, it showed you that on the TV as well. For me, I think they may have just got his spot on, but it's all just offside when you look at it on the lines. It looks like he's from when it's just stopped it here, looks like it's his knee that's slightly ahead of the foot now of the Man City defender. So,
can I ask you a question, Ross?
You can, Paul.
What advantage did Cucurella have in that play?
I don't think he did have much of an
Because
advantage.
his knee is slightly ahead. This is getting to the point of ridicule. This is getting stupid. It was the same at Burnley yesterday. He's got his knee slightly ahead. What are we trying to do here? I watch the Argentinian league. I watch the Brazilian league. I watch MLS sometimes. I watch the Bundesliga. I watch Serie A. I don't see this nonsense week in and week out.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether when he does come in, if he works quite well in the Canadian Premier League. I don't know if you watched any of that, Paul, where they started trialling the Arsene Wenger daylight rule coming yet. And I saw an image of a game from last week where they started that daylight rule, and there was like 3 players, I think he were, all stood in a line. In the Premier League or in Europe, he would be given his offside, but under the new Wenger daylight rule, they were all onside. But in this one, it's offside, and I think the daylight rule could work to teams' advantage in that way. That goal there would have stood under the Arsene Wenger ruling that he's trying to fetch into the game with him now working with
it probably
FIFA.
would, but they're not going to bring it into the game because it's sensible, isn't it? It'll add excitement to the game. It'll add goals to the game. They're not going to bring that in.
From what I've heard, Paul, if he works well in the Canadian Premier League, which at the moment, from what I've read, it seems to be working well, they could end up using it in the World Cup this summer.
I highly doubt they'll do it. It's too sensible.
And then bring it into the Premier League and other leagues maybe next season.
Yeah, they won't do it. I don't believe them. I don't believe they'll do it. I mean, we've got people running the game that are, if they're not intent on destroying the game, then they're absolute idiots. They're either intent to destroy the game or they're absolute fools. You tell me which it is. They're not going to bring it in. They won't bring it in. It's too sensible. It will add too much value to the game, and they don't want to do that.
Or, Paul, they'll bring it in, but then eventually we'll start getting that wrong as well.
Well, we used to have the point where it had to be. They started off with giving the striker the benefit of the doubt. So the striker would have had the benefit of the doubt in that situation. In this case,
which would be Marco Correa.
Yes, of course, right. So that goal would have stood. Then they started talking about clear daylight, didn't they? This clear daylight thing is not new. It's really not Wenger's idea. It's something that the Premier League tried before. And they said, well, there's got to be clear daylight. Then they started that, and then they did away with that. And now we've got these tram lines, putting the tram lines out and saying, well, look at that knee, it's just slightly ahead, and oh my goodness me, look, I see the point of his elbow there. Oh, there, his nose is offside. Give me a break, it's getting stupid.
Yeah, well, it's any part of your body you can score with, and you can score with the knee, and I can see why he's been given, but for me, I would have allowed the goal to stand if I was in the VAR personally, but I can understand why Paul have disallowed it, because it's any part of your body you can score with. And I can see why they've decided, but for me, I'd have allowed that goal if I was in VAR there. And just speaking about Jack Bush, which I mentioned a few moments ago, you can just see him on my pictures right now lifting up the EFL trophy with his Luton Town players sort of side of him, lifting it aloft as well. So congratulations to former Arsenal and England man Jack Wilshere winning his first trophy in his first managerial job at Luton Town. What a job he's doing there at Luton Town as well.
Yeah.
Looks like they're going to stay up in EFL League One this season.
No, are they?
It looks like one of them will be going down, Paul, after the defeat yesterday. It looks like confirmation of the Millers relegation will come in midweek should they lose to Wigan Athletic, which, having watched yesterday, I think he will be confirmed on Tuesday evening.
I'm so sorry.
No, you're not.
What's that snapping sound? Oh yeah, that's the sound of my heart breaking.
But Paul, you know what? That's my sound of my heart breaking when I say that Arsenal are going to not win the league this season and not winning the trophy again this season.
Well, you can sing that from the behind the goal at Prenton Park at Tranmere Rovers next season.
Well, also, Paul, just want to quickly, before the second half gets underway, just quickly touch on the Arsenal game from yesterday. Obviously, I've not seen any of the highlights yet. I've seen the results, obviously, saw the goals from the game. But, obviously, I know what you said yesterday, but with the way the season's gone, everyone was... I know you wasn't, Paul, so I'm not going to put you in this bracket, but the majority of the people and the media on TV and that was saying this could be Arsenal's season with the way how far out in front they were, which I know you didn't see like that all the way back in August. But why do you think he's gone wrong in these past few weeks for Arsenal?
Well, for the same reason that I said in August, they have zero mental strength when it comes to winning the Premier League. They have zero mental discipline. You need those two things to be able to win the league. You can win an FA Cup, you can win a Champions League, because these are they only have a limited number of games in terms that you need to win. For the Premier League, you need to be consistent from August to May, and if you're not, you won't win the league. And in order to be consistent, it means you must have the mental strength and mental discipline in order to play consistently well, or at least to a point that you can win games, even if you play badly, to win the league. And Arsenal simply don't have that. There's nothing wrong with the players they've got on the field. The players that they've got on paper are good enough to win the league, but obviously, in my opinion, they're lacking that mental strength. The armband, I think, should be taken off Martin Odegaard and given to Declan Rice. I think that's the first thing that needs to happen. The second thing that needs to happen is Arteta needs to go, and they need to bring in a manager that is capable of creating mental discipline among their players. It's almost an impossible thing to teach, but some managers are very good at it.
Yes,
the second half
Paul.
is underway here, so
we'll get back to back to Paul for the second half, which is underway between Chelsea and Manchester City. Paul James.
Thank you very much. So Rosinia there on the bench. No changes by either side, surprisingly, in the first half. And it's cleared forward there, looking for Cole Palmer now, and it's picked up and one back here, and Rodri is storming over the halfway line for Manchester City, and it's out wide now to Jeremy Doku down this left-hand side. Doku has got Cole Palmer now and Gusto alongside him. He plays the ball short there to Bernardo Silva, and Bernardo Silva plays the ball behind Doku, and it's out for a throw-in to Chelsea, as you can see the frustrated look on Pep Guardiola, and this has been the way it's been for Manchester City in this game so far. They've just been giving the ball away too many times in the final third, and that's cleared away that time by Gusto. One back though, and it's Doku again, Doku just trying to get away there from Santos. He does very well. It's through to Haaland. Real chance. Oh, it's blocked there. A super challenge. The ball breaks out loose to Nico O'Reilly. He tries to get the cross in. But that was a super challenge from Fofana on Erling Haaland, because it looked all for a moment like Haaland had a proper sight on goal there. Here's Nico O'Reilly again. Plays the ball across there to the number 45, Kasanov for Manchester City. And now here's Semenyo. Is he going to run at the Chelsea defence again? He's pulled it back here to Nunes with a shot. It's right across the face of goal. And nobody taking a gamble on that, including Erling Haaland. And it goes behind. I don't know if it took a deflection on the way. Let's see if it did. He's claiming it did. Yes, I think it came off Cucurella. So it's a corner to Manchester City, which Ryan Cherky will now take. And the cross is coming in and cleared up into the air and behind for a corner. And Chelsea not dealing with that poor corner too well there. The cross coming in again as Cole Palmer once again fails to deal with it, puts it behind for a corner. As a second bite at the cherry now for Manchester City. And going down there in the penalty area was Jeremy Doku. We're just going to see whether anything is going to be given for that. It's a goal kick. In fact, he's claiming that he was fouled. With VAR is probably going to take a look at this one. And in fact, they are. The referee has put his hand up in the air to stop play. And so we're going to get a look at this for VAR. Jeremy Doku is convinced that it is a penalty. And I am not so convinced, at least not yet anyway. And no penalty has in fact been given. I'll need to just have a look at it because my pictures just sort of went off as that happened. So, but no penalty has been given. And now, just on first glance of it, I actually didn't think it was, to be honest. Here is Cherky. Cherky, great run by Ryan Cherky. Can he get the cross in? Oh, it's a good block by Wesley Fofana, and it goes behind for a corner to Manchester City again. Started the second half very strongly. So we're going to take another look at this now. It's Cherky getting into the box. Well, it's a shove, all right, but it's not enough, in my opinion, to shove Doku over, in my opinion. So it's a corner to Manchester City. The corner coming in, it's a poor one again by Manchester City. Cleared away and into the centre circle, but picked up again. And it's O'Reilly who picks up the ball this time, gives it to Rodri. Across to Mark Gahey. Well, that's a super ball out wide here to Bernardo Silva. And it's with Antoine Semenyo. Semenyo surrounded by two players, Mark Cucurella being one. He manages to find Cherky. Laid off again to Cherky. He's going to find Semenyo. Can Semenyo get the cross in? And it's back to Cherky. Cherky skips inside, gets the cross in, a free header and a goal for Manchester City. And it's Nico O'Reilly. And finally, the deadlock is broken at Stamford Bridge. It's Nico O'Reilly with the header. A really superb finish. And for once, City in this game has delivered a really quality ball into the box. And Nico O'Reilly on the end of it with the header. And he looks absolutely delighted. And what a season he's having for Manchester City. And surely he's going to be on the plane to North America for the World Cup. The cross coming in here. It's Cherky's ball in. It was sensationally delivered. Onside, no question about that. The header was beautifully directed past Robert Sanchez. And City take the 1-goal lead in the first of 3 vital matches to try to turn this title race around. And you can see what it means to Pep Guardiola. He's delighted with that. And the City fans behind the goal, they have reason to cheer now, knowing that they can pick up 3 points in this one. And with Arsenal next week, 3 points is then only a 3-point gap, and an opportunity then in the game in hand to draw level on points. And this is where the mental strength and mental discipline I was talking about at half-time comes into play for Arsenal. That if they don't have it, they'll collapse like a cheap deck chair. And that might be blunt English, but that's exactly what will happen. And it's now back with Robert Sanchez. It's cleared downfield. Header won comfortably by Mark Gahey. Flicked on there by Rodri, and it goes all the way through to the goalkeeper. And here is Chelsea now with the ball. They've got to try to get forward and do something, because they're also chasing 5th place, the Champions League place, where Liverpool are right now. They needed to win this game for very much different reasons. The ball is downfield now, and the header is won comfortably by Núñez. Trying to bring this ball down is Rodri. Good play by him to Núñez. Núñez dispossessed there by Cucurella. As we take a look at the remaining games for Manchester City that they have left. After Arsenal, they have Burnley away. They've got Southampton in the FA Cup semi-final, Everton away, Brentford at home, and Bournemouth away. All winnable games, I would say. And that's what's left for Manchester City. Here is Gahey. Drops the ball back there to Kusanov. Kusanov launches the ball long. It's a really good ball to Semenyo. Semenyo turns Cucurella inside out, and his shot is just wide of the target. And Antoine Semenyo really making life hard for Marc Cucurella when he runs at the defender there. Turned the defender inside out. Got the shot away. Made it if even taken a deflection off Cucurella. Let's take a look at it. Indeed it did. That should be a corner to Manchester City. We'll see what is said. So it is a corner. Semenyo now being watched by Pedro Neto. Also in there is Rodri. O'Reilly moving in there as well, so dangerous. And Erling Haaland, of course. Cross coming in. Headed out there, that time by Fofana. Only as far as Rodri. Cucurella has picked up the yellow card. Not sure of the reason exactly, but he's picked up the yellow card. And it's booking for Marc Cucurella. And the ball is out wide here to the number 10, Pedro Neto. And it's picked up here by Cherki. Long ball over to Semenyo. Semenyo looking for the options there. And it's held up there over on the far side level with a penalty area. And Marc Cucurella, that's his 6th yellow card of the season. Of course, if Caicedo picks up another yellow card, he's suspended. And here's the ball now by Doku to Gahey. And here's the number 33, Nico O'Reilly. Back there to the centre circle to Rodri. Out wide to Núñez. Núñez lifts the ball over the top to Cherki. Can he get the cross in? Cherki. Erling Haaland's there, but also is Wesley Fofana getting his header on that and turning it over the crossbar. And yes, Wesley Fofana, 1+ for Chelsea is Wesley Fofana, because he really has had Erling Haaland in his back pocket for much of this game. And it's a corner now to Manchester City, as Erling Haaland will make his way into the penalty area again. It's Ryan Cherki to take the corner. He was going to take it short. If he's going to cross the ball in, it needs to be a better cross this time. He does in fact go short to Doku. Doku plays it to Cherki. Cherki just trying to get away from 1-2. He's away from 2 players there. Plays the ball through to Semenyo. Could be 2. It is. And it's in fact Mark Gahey who gets the goal. The ball was played through, and Gahey picks up the ball, puts it in the back of the net, and Chelsea have real daylight now between themselves and Chelsea, and Manchester City looking like they may well now be closing that gap to 6 points. And in the end, that was very, very easy. What a good corner from Chelsea. Short to Doku. Great work by Ryan Cherky here. He beats 3 players here. And he plays a nice, simple outside of the boot pass to Gahey. And Gahey just smashes the ball past the goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez. And, well, that is a really, really good finish by Mark Gahey. And Manchester City lead, and it's his first goal for Manchester City. It's Mark Gahey in the Premier League this season. So congratulations to him. But City celebrating. And, well, is the title slipping away from Arsenal? Because should Arsenal lose next week against Manchester City, there could be real problems for Mikel Arteta's men. And now over the halfway line go Chelsea. It's a poor ball, really disappointing by Caicedo, and it's cleared downfield by Donnarumma. Chelsea trying to win the ball back with Caicedo again. It's cleared away by Kusanov. The ball headed on, and chasing this one down is Doku. Good defending that time by Malo Gusto. Gets it back to the goalkeeper, and all of a sudden we might have a game on our hands here. 82% possession in the second half of Manchester City. That is absolutely incredible. And Chelsea have given the ball away again, and that's not helping the statistic. Here is Nico O'Reilly. Gives the ball to Rodri. Rodri across to Bernardo Silva. We are almost played 59 minutes at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 0, Manchester City 2. And, well, where do Chelsea go from here? Goals 4 minutes apart from Nico O'Reilly and Mark Gahey, the 2 defenders. And that ball is given away now, and Chelsea can come forward. And it's with João Pedro. Pedro gets the ball out wide. Oh, it's broken down there from Cole Palmer. He's dispossessed, and now Manchester City will no doubt just keep possession of the ball. That's a beautiful flick pass through to Antoine Semenyo. He can really run at the Chelsea defence. Antoine Semenyo pulls it back, and the challenge there is made on the far side by Mark Cucurella, and had he not stopped, he might have been away there, Antoine Semenyo. And is there a foul, or is that going to be a throw-in? Let's see. It's a foul, a free kick for Manchester City. It's taken quickly. Here's Gahey. Out wide to Doku. Doku plays the ball on. And here's Nico O'Reilly. Can he get the cross in? He can. The back post is looking for Erling Haaland. The header is won by Fofana. And it's picked up here now by Doku. Doku slips the ball back to Gahey. It's now with Rodri. Quick 1-2 between Doku and O'Reilly. O'Reilly plays it in. It's back to Doku. And trying to pick up that ball there is Cherky. And in the end, it's a foul on Wesley Fofana and a free kick to Chelsea. As we're over the hour mark here, it's Chelsea 0, Manchester City 2. And Manchester City looking comfortable at the moment in this second half. Here is Gusto. Gusto flicks the ball on. And he's looking there for Estevao. A poor pass there by João Pedro. And once again, Chelsea giving the ball away, and they have been poor in this second half while breaking out of the defence. They've just turned the ball over way too many times. And here's Gahey. O'Reilly. Back to Gahey again. The ball is out wide to Bernardo Silva. As City at 82% possession in the second half. It's incredible. But it's a testament of how poor Chelsea have been and how many times they've given the ball away. They do have the ball now with Estevao. Good ball by Estevao, looking for the chasing Malo Gusto, but he has given the ball away. And Nico O'Reilly is down right now, just clutching his shin. As I just wonder whether Manchester City may consider a change. Nico O'Reilly has been very impressive today for Manchester City, along with one or two others I could mention. But that's for later on. Haaland just getting some instructions from Pep Guardiola there right now. Why don't we take a look at today's scores from the Premier League. Crystal Palace came back from behind to beat Newcastle by 2-1. Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa were all knotted up at 1 apiece. Sunderland are piling the woes on Tottenham Hotspur with a 1-0 victory, as Tottenham Hotspur's position now becoming very, very worrying, as the race to escape relegation is now out of their hands. And West Ham, of course, winning by a huge amount, 4-0 on Friday evening. It is now looking ominous for Tottenham, but we'll see how they get on over the next few weeks, as Nico O'Reilly, just looking again at the Nico O'Reilly goal. Tomorrow is Manchester United versus Leeds. This will not be on the commentary hub, but I'll tell you what will be next Sunday. We're going to bring you coverage of Manchester City versus Arsenal, as Ryan Al-Nouri is on. More on that in a moment. Ryan Al-Nouri is on for Nico O'Reilly. I would suggest perhaps that Pep Guardiola doesn't want to take a risk with the young man, and he has come off for Ryan Al-Nouri. So next Sunday, we will bring you Arsenal versus Manchester City. Kick-off at 4:30. Here's Estevao for Chelsea. Pulls the ball back to Cole Palmer. Back now to Andre Santos. Good work here by Malo Gusto. Oh, he's dispossessed there now. And now here is Jeremy Doku rather for Manchester City. Overlapping down this side is Ryan Al-Nouri. Can he get the cross in? Oh, that's a really good piece of defending by Andre Santos, just blocking the Algerian off there, as it looked for a moment like City were going to be on the break. Action on the Chelsea bench as Alejandro Garnacho is readying himself to come on for the Blues. And I suspect it's probably going to be for Estevao, with Pedro Neto probably the more effective of the two. As we've played 65 minutes gone here, it's Chelsea 0, Manchester City 2. And the ball's played forward, but again, it's a poor pass, unable to find João Pedro, and City have possession again. And now out wide here is Ryan Al-Nouri, I should say. And the ball played forward there from Guéhi, looking for Rodri. It goes out to Aït-Nouri again. Aït-Nouri just skipping inside the Brazilian Estevao, and the ball is played forward here. Real space now. It's played across the 18-yard box, and the goalkeeper gets down and makes a save. But Ryan Cherki finding himself in some real space there. It might have been worth a shot there rather than pulling the ball across. But it was read well by Robert Sanchez, and now Chelsea are on the break. Here is Mark Cucurella, gets to the byline. It's pulled back to Cole Palmer, takes a deflection and over the top. And it'll be a corner to Chelsea, as once again Mark Cucurella getting to the byline. Cole Palmer trying to get on the end of that. Took a deflection there over the top by Guéhi. It's a corner to Chelsea as they look to halve this deficit. Cross coming in. Oh, it's a free header that time. And Donnarumma comes out and punches it away. And all of a sudden, just for a second there, City looked a bit vulnerable. Cole Palmer, can he get the cross in? He checks back. Turns again, does Cole Palmer. That ball is out of play, and it's going to be a goal kick. I could see that from my monitor that ball had gone out of play. I'm not sure what he's protesting about. And the substitution is made, and coming off. Just trying to see who it is who is coming off for Chelsea. It is Estevao as first thought, and coming on is the number 49, and there's another substitution. Andre Santos is coming off, and also coming on is Romeo Lavia. So Lavia is coming on for Andre Santos. Let's just explain those substitutions to you again. Estevao is off, so is Andre Santos, and on in their stead is Romeo Lavia and Alejandro Garnacho. The shot coming in there from Semenyo, but it's a tame effort, and Chelsea have given the ball away again, and this time in a very dangerous position, and it's put in by Jeremy Doku. It's 3-0, and once again Chelsea punished for turning the ball over. Jeremy Doku this time the scorer, and well, Manchester City, all I can say is that this is just very, very poor play by Manchester City. By Chelsea, and well, it's put in by Jeremy Doku. It's 3-0, and he celebrates. And it starts with the turnover here. We'll take a look at this. First at the effort on goal by Semenyo. It was rolled out to Caicedo. Caicedo turns the ball over, and Jeremy Doku, look at this. I mean, there's three players around him. I'm not sure the pass was the best move, but he loses possession easily to Jeremy Doku, and Doku sticks the ball in the net. This is game, set and match, and Manchester City are looking at their brilliant best, and I don't see any side in my mind that is capable of beating Manchester City right now, and that includes Arsenal. So 3-0, and Pedro Neto was shoved off the ball there, and Jeremy Doku, the latest scorer, as the Manchester City fans in their traditional way, turning their backs and dancing up and down. This game is very much done as it stands, as a contest, and with 20 minutes to go, Chelsea, well, Liam Rossinier, it's another 3-0 defeat. Paris Saint-Germain, Everton, and now Manchester City. Here is Cole Palmer. Holds the ball up, plays it short to Cucurella. It's got Garnacho alongside him. Palmer with a cross, the header on there, and it's just wide by João Pedro. Not sure if he did get the final touch, but it certainly wasn't enough. Cross coming in, and it might have just grazed the head of the Brazilian. Goes behind for a goal kick. It might have even come off the defender, actually, but it's going to be a goal kick nevertheless. It's back with Donnarumma now, as Chelsea pretty much been ironed out in this game. The ball is with Cole Palmer. Palmer, good ball out wide to Pedro Neto. Neto teasing the Manchester City defence, gets the cross in. Back to the edge of the area to Cucurella. The shot coming in from Caicedo. Now breaks loose to Gusto. Over on the far side, trying to keep possession is Neto there. He's not able to do that. And it's one back. Manchester City, they've given the ball away there to Cole Palmer. Maybe an opportunity for Chelsea now. It's back to Cucurella. Cucurella with a shot. It just goes wide. Not far away from Cucurella. But again, it came from Rodri giving the ball away there. Not most unlike him. Back to Kukurea, who shot. Well, it had Donnarumma scrambling, didn't it? It wasn't a million miles away, it has to be said. Maybe just the outside of the post. As now there's a Manchester City player down. There's 3 players surrounding the referee. It's Rodri there who was caught. And we'll see exactly what action the referee is going to take. We've got Rodri down at the moment. Manchester City can ill afford another injury to him. As Erling Haaland having a chat. Really, the only person that should be talking really is Bernardo Silva. Just caught him on the back of the ankle. Hopefully for... Oh, on top of the foot, actually. That unprotected area on top of the foot. Oh, hopefully it's just an impact injury for Rodri, and hopefully he's okay. As you've got the goal scorers there on your screen up in front of you. O'Reilly on 51. Gahey on 56. And Doku on 68. As Manchester City fans celebrating over on the far side. They might well be happy with this one, but they've got Arsenal next week and then a game in hand to try to close down the title race. Rodri is just gone off the field. He's still trying to run off that knock on the foot, which no doubt will leave a bruise in the morning. Manchester City, 3 goals to the good. As we have in the Mike Harneman in the commentary, Mike Harneman in the chat. This is the difference between us and Manchester City. Win when it gets to the business end of the season and we collapse. The difference in mentality is unparalleled. Well, that's why I said in August they weren't going to win it, and I still believe they won't win it, despite, after this game, still having a 6-point lead. Here's Cole Palmer. Palmer gets the ball out wide to Pedro. Pedro back to Palmer. Palmer surrounded there, and it's won back by Bernardo Silva, who clears the ball only as far as Pedro again. He's got a bit of space in front of him, João Pedro. His shot is blocked. But we are going down to the last 16 minutes of this game. And while Chelsea are making a brave effort to try to get a goal back, it has to be said that City's discipline is well in effect here, and I don't see this game slipping away from them at this point. And the ball is played to Kukurea there. Kukurea holding the ball up, played in the centre of the field there to Cole Palmer, but it's won back. Bernardo Silva. It's quick passing by Manchester City now. Here's Mark Gahey. Gahey drops the ball back across to Kusanov. Kusanov across to Nunez. Nunez, it's a long ball over the top, looking for the chasing Jeremy Doku. And coming to meet him is Malo Gusto. Is he going to lay it off to Ait Nouri? He does. Ait Nouri is right there. Nouri holds the ball up and drops it back there to Bernardo Silva. As City once again menacingly come forward in the second half, have looked dangerous pretty much every time they've come forward in this second half. Here is Gahey across there to Kusanov. Kusanov with a shot! Oh, it's just wide. Oh, that was not too far away, and it would have been quite the goal. He was a good 35 yards out, and he had Sanchez scrambling. In the end, wide of the target. And glad nobody got hit with that behind the goal. It looked like there was a lot of meat behind that. Double substitution for Manchester City coming up. Phil Foden coming on. And also Savinho. And coming off is Ryan Cherky. A great, fantastic performance by him, especially in this second half. And also coming off is Jeremy Doku. For Savinho and Phil Foden, and Cherky and Doku are the ones that are making way. A really good performance today by both of those players, Doku and Cherky. And it keeps showing this one particular fan. I don't know who it is, but it keeps showing this one particular Manchester City fan. And Ross, perhaps you can find out who that one fan is. I'm thinking it's somebody famous because the camera keeps panning in on him, but I'm not sure who it is. Anyway, the ball is played forward, looking for João Pedro, but it's won back by Manchester City. And now picking up the ball in the middle of their own half. Here is Romeo Lavia. Not Romeo Lavia, rather. Phil Foden. Foden still has the ball. He goes down under the challenge. And the referee has given a free kick. 13 minutes to go. And it's Chelsea 0, Manchester City 3. And looking at this, 24 touches in the opposition box, 24 in the first half, 14 in the second. It's been a dominant performance by Manchester City, not just in the scoreline, but in the general way the game has gone as well. As there's Lavia now, just drops the ball back to Wesley Fofana. Fofana plays the ball forward there to Caicedo. Caicedo over the halfway line, and he's looking for Pedro Neto, but it's a very, very poor pass, and that very much has been the theme of Chelsea's performance today. And Manchester City just play the ball back to the goalkeeper with Ryan Ait-Nouri, as what we're seeing now is game management at the moment for Manchester City. Russ doesn't have any idea who it is either. He looks vaguely familiar, but I can't put my finger on who it is. Now then, the ball is played forward and over the halfway line. Here comes Ait-Nouri. Nouri tries to play the ball through. It's picked up on the edge of the box, and a shot there over the top from Antoine Semenyo, who's now operating on the left-hand side. It's well over the crossbar there. And I think I am just going to give my man of the match to Ross. So he has that. And he can get that ready, because in about 10 minutes' time, I'm going to be announcing the man of the match in this game. And it's dropped back here to Kusanov. Kusanov plays the ball across there to Gahey. Gahey, one of the names in my mind for man of the match. Here is Semenyo. Semenyo's got time and space in front of him. Is he going to shoot? Oh, he does. And I think he was caught between the shot and the pass to Erling Haaland. In the end, it was a tame effort that went through to Robert Sanchez. And a look of frustration on Antoine Semenyo. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 3. As we are inside the last 10 minutes now, and Chelsea are looking a defeated team right now. The ball is cleared downfield by Robert Sanchez, but only into touch. It's going to be a throw-in to Manchester City. Some more changes coming up for both Chelsea and Manchester City. I'll try to get all this food for you. Mateo Kovacic is coming on, and coming off is Bernardo Silva. I think there's a couple of changes for Chelsea too. We'll figure out who they are in a moment, but Silva has gone off for Mateo Kovacic. And from the other side, there was a couple of Chelsea players warming up as well. Yes, here we go. There is Liam Delap, and I'm not sure who the other fella is. So Liam Delap will come on for João Pedro, of course. And we'll find out who the other chap is there that I just can't quite see. Caicedo is the one coming off. And we'll just see who the other substitution is here in a moment on my screen. It's Dario Asugo. So Casado comes off. Dario Asugo comes on. So let's run through those for you again. So the substitution for Manchester City, Bernardo Silva coming off, Mateo Kovacic coming on. João Pedro and Moises Caicedo coming off. And coming on is Liam Delap and Dario Asugo for Manchester City. Those are your substitutions. And here comes Chelsea now with Malo Gusto. Good ball to Pedro Neto. And the ball is over on the far side. Picking it up. Drops the ball back here to Lavia. Lavia to Cole Palmer. And it's out wide again to Palmer. Can he get to the byline? Pulls it back short. And launch into the area. Here's a chance for Casado! Oh, what a super save by Gianluigi Donnarumma. That was a point-blank head of an opportunity for Cucurella, I should say, not Casado. It was lifted into the box and Cucurella, free header. But what an amazing save by Donnarumma. Well, that was a fantastic reaction save. And it's 3-0 to Manchester City. Donnarumma making sure that clean sheet stays intact. Cucurella is... Oh, Cole Palmer loses the ball. It's a free kick to Chelsea for a foul there on Malo Gusto on the edge of the area. And it's about 2 yards to the left of the D on Malo Gusto there. It didn't appear to be a great deal in it, if I'm being honest. Mike says, I also don't agree with sacking Arteta just to get another project in, such as Cesc Fabregas, which is what I'm hearing could happen if Arteta doesn't win a trophy. That's at least another 5 years. It needs to be an experienced manager. I actually don't mind Cesc Fabregas. I would much rather, though, somebody like Joachim Löw, definitely, would be a good option for me. Or if at the end of the World Cup, Julian Nagelsmann decides he doesn't want to continue his project with Germany. Anyway, back to today's game, and it's Cole Palmer standing all over it, along with Pedro Neto. One of these two is going to have a strike. Gianluigi Donnarumma on his line, as we wait and see. With this one, it looks like it is going to be Pedro Neto. No, he's moving away from it. I think it's going to be Cole Palmer, I think. We're just waiting for the official to blow his whistle and for my screen to stop buffering, which it doesn't look like it's going to do. And the free... Oh, this is ridiculous. Just 1 second. We're gonna miss this free kick, but it's buffering every second, so there's no point. Just give me 1 moment here. Get this fixed up. Well, the free kick was taken, but it came to nothing. And the ball is now out wide with Ait Nouri for Manchester City. And the cross coming in there by Ait Nouri takes a deflection and goes behind for a Manchester City corner as we are inside the last 5 minutes. It's a coach's decision, Mike, as I understand. I really don't understand why Chelsea have dropped Fernandes. Surely you need your best players if you are looking at qualifying for Europe. I think there's some sort of dispute between him and the coach. I'm not sure of the context exactly, but I think there's some sort of dispute between him and the coach. But it's Ryan Ait Nouri to take this corner. And he's going to outswing it. Goes all the way across the 18-yard box. Again, not the best delivered corner. And here's Nunez. In about 2 minutes, I will be announcing the man of the match for this game. So I hope Ross has it ready. And it's picked up by Kusanov. And the ball is out wide here. To the cross coming in there by Ait Nouri again, and once again it's blocked, this time by Pedro Neto, as I do recognise that gentleman. That is Liam Gallagher. He is leaving now, quite satisfied that his beloved Manchester City have got the points. And it's another corner to Manchester City. And it's Phil Foden that is going to take it, out swinging it. It's flicked on. Oh, it goes right across the face of goal. And nobody taking the gamble there. As that ball rolls out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in to Manchester City. Taken quickly there by Asugo. And it's now flicked on there. And here goes Asugo down the right-hand side. Gets across into Haaland. It bounces out to the edge of the area to Semenyo, and it's alleged to be a foul. So another substitution coming up now for Chelsea, for all the good and point this is. But it does look like they're bringing on Jock Achipong, who is coming on. And it looks like it's a knock, actually, for that's the reason Malo Gusto is coming off. Not something that Chelsea really need at this time. So Malo Gusto comes off, and Josh Achipong comes on for Chelsea. And at the next stoppage in play, we'll be announcing the man of the match for this game. But here comes Cole Palmer inside the penalty area, tries to get the cross in. It's blocked, and it even bounces kindly for Donnarumma as he claims the ball. And we're going to announce the man of the match now for today's game. And today's man of the match, he assisted on 2 of the 3 goals, goes to Manchester City's number 10, Ryan Cherki. 2 shots, 88% passing off 60 total passes. A really impressive, solid display by the Frenchman. Today's man of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, goes to Manchester City's number 10, Ryan Cherki. Here's Haaland. And now here's Antoine Semenyo. Semenyo looking to just try to get away from Achipong. And running again at the defence there. Good play by Achipong. Just gets a challenge on that and puts the ball out of play. It's a throw-in. And it's taken quickly. Here is Kovacic from Manchester City. Picked up there by Nunez, and out wide to Asugo. Asugo trying to get to the edge of the area, gets the cross in all the way across the face of the goal to Ryan Ait Nouri. I can't imagine there'd be much of stoppage time, to be perfectly honest. Here's Kovacic, and he tries to play the ball through there, looking for the run Phil Foden there, and he wasn't able to pick it up for Antoine Semenyo. As a much more relaxed now Pep Guardiola, quite happy that his team have got the job done as we cross into the 90th minute. Excuse me. And the ball is cleared downfield, and we're just going to get the announcement very shortly here of how much stoppage time. I can't imagine there being more than about 5 minutes. There's actually 8, which I think is, well, it's, I don't know how to quite put that. Very generous, if I may say so myself. But 8 more minutes for Chelsea to suffer. And it's a throw-in for Manchester City. And it's taken quickly to Foden. Foden drops the ball back into the Manchester City defence. And it's a long ball across here to Ait Nouri. Chasing this one is Antoine Semenyo. And, well, Manchester City have really racked up a huge victory today. And it's the throw-in is once again taken quickly by Manchester City. Liam Delap trying to close down Kusanov, but no success. Kusanov gets the ball out wide. And chasing this one is Asugo. He tries to get the ball in. Going down is Phil Foden. The referee saying nothing, no complaints either. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And it's picked up here by Joel Hatto for Manchester City. Switch from the right to the left. Here's Mark Gahey. Gahey plays the ball forward, looking for Semenyo. Semenyo trying to bring that ball under control. He's not able to. Gahey just drops the ball across. And here's Kovacic as Manchester City just knocking the ball around, just tormenting Chelsea at this time, playing with them. Here's Kovacic and Semenyo. Semenyo drops the ball back. With 6 minutes of injury time left to play, you can just see that Chelsea are just going to play down, not Chelsea rather, Manchester City are just going to play down the remaining time in this game. And picked up here by Kovacic. Played over the halfway line. Skips inside there, tries to play the pass. It's a poor one, but he did manage to find Erling Haaland in the end. That really should have been intercepted. And trying to win that ball back again is Haddo. The ball breaks loose now to Cole Palmer over the halfway line. He stays on his feet despite the challenge. Gives the ball to Pedro Neto. A little bit too far out wide for Neto. Neto checks inside. Tries to get he's kept possession well as Neto. Across here to Cucurella. Out wide there to Cole Palmer again. Cucurella. Here's Lavia. Palmer back to Lavia. And the ball is out wide again. Short pass this time. Here's Cole Palmer. Achapong. Back to Palmer. As Chelsea now just trying to keep possession for a little while. Pedro Neto tries to play the ball forward to Achapong, who fails to control the ball and was in an offside position anyway, so it's going to be a free kick to Manchester City. 6 points the gap now between Arsenal and Manchester City. Arsenal with a slight advantage in goal difference. That could well be consumed over the next 2 games for Manchester City as well. It's going to be a free kick here for the foul on Gahey as he just drops the ball back, and we've got 4 minutes left of stoppage time. Chelsea at the moment, I suppose Chelsea just kind of want this to be over right now. I suspect the groans amongst the Chelsea players when they saw the sign for 8 minutes going up. They certainly look like a side that have given up today. Now at this point, here is Ait Nouri. Ait Nouri gets across to the back post looking for Haaland. It's just above his head. And here's Aguso. Gets across into Haaland. Oh, and a good header. And that's the first effort that Haaland has had on target. First time he's got really away from Fofana the whole game. And it's a comfortable save for Robert Sanchez. Flies to his left and catches that ball. Not enough power really there from Haaland to worry the Spanish international. And what has the referee done here? He seems to be pointing at somebody here. And I think it's Liam Rosenia. And he must have said something to the fourth official on the far side. The fourth official, I think, over there, yes, Samuel Barrett. Anyway, it's a corner to Manchester City. The cross coming in, headed up into the air, and it's a free kick to Chelsea. Erling Haaland wants to know why. And Chris Kavanagh has given the free kick. I think Chris Kavanagh's had a very good game today, to be fair. He's allowed the game to continue as best as he can. It's been a difficult game to referee because of all the clutching and the fouling and especially in the first half, the general scrappiness of play. but he's let it continue as much as he can. And the free kick will be taken here by Robert Sanchez downfield. Inside 2 minutes left to go in this game. Here's Asugo. Loses possession there. Chelsea maintain possession. Haaland appealing for handball. It did suspiciously look like a handball for Chelsea. And we still have possession now, though. Wesley Fofana, probably been Chelsea's best player today, Fofana. Really kept Erling Haaland quiet. And the ball is played out wide here to Pedro Neto. Neto skips inside, trying to break away is Neto. He's under pressure here. Neto just, is shielded away quite easily by Antoine Semenyo, but City have given the ball away to Cole Palmer. And in the end, they fight back to get that ball back to Donnarumma. And Donnarumma manages to find Matheus Nunes as we are inside the last minute of stoppage time. And going down under the challenge is Phil Foden. As Manchester City now just seeing this game out. What a professional second half display it's been by Manchester City. They fought for everything, ensuring that they don't give away anything cheap. And here's Achapong now for Manchester City, and he's given, for Chelsea, and the ball has been given away, and it's a free kick. Foul there. Referee just blowing the free kick for the foul on Semenyo. Romeo Lavia responsible for that one, and he will go into the referee's notebook for that little trick. So Romeo Lavia is the fourth Chelsea player in Chris Kavanagh's notebook, and you can see it's so late. It was last week, and that's it. It's full time. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 3. Pleasantries exchanged between Pep Guardiola and Liam Rossini at the end of the game. But for Chelsea, their miserable woes continue. That's their third 3-0 defeat in 4 games. For Manchester City, they get the job done in the first of these 3 huge games. Next week, they've got a slightly tougher task in Arsenal, but Manchester City look ready. Manchester City look like they could beat anybody right now, and they are very much in this title hunt. Goals in the second half from Nico O'Reilly, Mark Gahey and Jeremy Doku seal up the victory in London today. This one's in the books. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 3.
Thank you very much there to Paul James for excellent coverage of the game between Chelsea and Manchester City. Manchester City now pull closer to Arsenal, just 6 points behind the leaders now, following their victory this weekend and also slip up yesterday on the South Coast. And what a fantastic game we got, especially in that second half. We went a very good first half to write home about for either side, but second half, City do what they do best, come out on top and come up triumphant in what has been a fantastic game to watch this evening. Chelsea, we're not at the races at all. City go one step closer to grabbing hold of that trophy. If they end up beating Arsenal next week, they'll probably have 2 hands on that trophy, because I can't see them slipping up against Burnley in any of the other matches that the citizens have got upcoming in the Premier League. I think it's theirs now to lose, if anybody, in the Premier League, and this weekend has gone from bad to worse in terms for Arsenal in what means a Premier League season for them, as they slip up to victory against Manchester City by 3 goals after Man City win by 3-0 tonight. Arsenal lost yesterday to Bournemouth in the Premier League. What we're going to do right now, we're going to bring in just quickly Paul James for his thoughts. And Paul, you've got to really say now that performance today is one of what a title winning side should be doing towards the back end of a season, putting teams away without breaking out to second gear, especially in that second half.
Yeah, they are doing exactly what a side needs to win the league. Arsenal, they are doing everything that Arsenal should be doing and are not doing. This has been a solid performance today by Manchester City. For me, they're not. I don't think Arsenal stand a chance against City next week. Not a hope in hell. What I will say is that they'll go on and beat Burnley. They'll beat Arsenal, and you know what? With goal difference being a factor, they could very well put a hatful past Burnley in order to get the job done. Because the goal difference right now is only 3, and well, after a performance like that, yeah, I agree with you entirely, Ross.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. And to be honest, Paul, I know you said the goal difference is 3 right now. Or where Arsenal have been playing recently, City could even wipe out that goal difference next week and overtake them on goal difference next week with a comfortable victory again next week, especially with the way Arsenal playing in the league so far. And I saw them against Sporting, and they didn't really look that good against Sporting in midweek. I've not seen them against Bournemouth from yesterday yet. Well, from the Saturday yet, which I'll probably look like watch back. But for me, Arsenal have been poor for a number of weeks now, and I can see City wiping out that goal difference tally in just one game next weekend in the Premier League against Arsenal before taking on Manchester, before taking on Burnley, and then extending it against Burnley as well.
I don't see them beating Arsenal by 4 clear goals, just because Arsenal do have a very good defence. But I certainly think that they will beat Arsenal next week.
Yes, I can't see. And to be honest, Paul, yes, I know Arsenal have got some winnable games in there that they should be winning, and yes, this was one of those that they should have been winning. But the mentality, I can't, like you alluded to at half time, I can't see Arsenal winning any of those winnable games anymore. They may scrape one of them, but I'm not sure who. But the way they're playing, I think Arsenal playing like they won the beach and already won the title, in my opinion.
No, they just don't have the mental strength. They just don't have what it takes to win the league. I said that back in August, and I still maintain that. They don't have what it takes to win the league. And that's it. There's nothing else. It's not to do with the quality that they've got on the field. The players that they've got on paper should be good enough to win the league. But for me, the mentality isn't there. They're afraid. They're afraid to win and afraid to lose. This is not the way in which future champions should behave.
Yes, absolutely, Paul. And for me, if Arsenal keep with Arteta, this is just my opinion, Paul, you may agree, you may disagree, Mike, you may likewise as well. If Arsenal stick with Arteta for, say, after this season, I can see Arsenal slipping. I know they'll probably finish second this season, probably slipping down to 3rd or even 4th next season, because I don't think he's got the mentality as a top world-class manager to get the players that Arsenal have got in the squad, like you say, should be good enough to get over the line. I don't think that Arteta has got the nous to get them over the line. Yes, he helped Pep, but that's different being a number 2 to number 1. I feel if you stay with Arteta, you're going to slip further down, or maybe into 3rd and maybe even to 4th in the table.
I don't know. That's a bit further ahead than I want to think of right now. But I want to think if Arsenal do not win the league, then, as far as I'm concerned, he needs to go. He needs to go. And that's it. There's no
I want to ask you a question, Paul.
Entered into, yes.
Because I know Mike said if he won one or the other, he'd keep him on. If he, say you didn't win the Premier League, but won the Champions League, would you still stick with Arteta, or would you still want Arteta to leave to get someone in who can take you over the next level, to the next level in the Premier League by winning you a Premier League title? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, I want the Premier League title. I mean, the Champions League's a nice trophy to win. It's obviously a very big competition, and it's something to be proud of. But the league, in my opinion, is always the most challenging and difficult title to win of all the competitions. So for me, the league, if he loses the league, he's gone. He should be gone, in my opinion. Especially with the position that Arsenal were in. They were in a very strong position, but I always knew that they would lose it. I always knew it. Because it's every single season, all the way through the season. You know, when you know, even Mike said to me a few times, well, what about that, Paul? Now do you think? No. It's they're not going to win the league because they don't have the mentality needed to be consistent over 38 games.
Yeah, and like Mike actually alluded to in the comments, you see Man City now, they're sort of slow early part of the season, and then when it comes towards this back end of the season, like I say, March, April, May time, they start going on runs to get over the line in tackles, which is what you should do. For me, Arsenal, Paul, I don't know whether you agree with this, Arsenal went way out in front far too early, and they come in at about this sort of time as well. Maybe they could be, say, Arsenal could have a chance, maybe it could be City, but where's in the moment? Arsenal went out way too hard in front, and like people say, it's a marathon, not a sprint. You don't, in a marathon, if you win a marathon, you don't sprint off way out in front, because you'd always end up falling back. That's what Arsenal's done this season. They went way out in front very early on, winning loads of games early part of the season, and I think that what happened there is coming back to bad now, because for me, some of the players, I know we've refreshed with some of the players, fetching some signings in and refreshed because we rested a few, but some of the players for me in the Arsenal squad have played too many minutes, and that's why, as well as not having the mentality, maybe fatigue is playing a part on the mentality as well, Paul, as well as having the mental strength to get over the line as well. Maybe the fatigue from the early part of the season, back to August, September, October time. Maybe that's why it's on to go off a bit later than what it has done in previous seasons for Arsenal.
No, I don't buy that as an excuse. I'm not having that. I'm not having that. No. Manchester City have played. They've only played one game less of Manchester City so far this season. In terms of they got knocked out a round earlier, I suppose, in the Champions League, but they've gotten further than Arsenal in the FA Cup. They're likely to play those two games that they missed from the Champions League in the FA Cup. It's not good enough. They are looking good. They're looking strong. They're looking committed. They're looking disciplined. Did you see the way that they saw out that game? They weren't going to allow Chelsea a cheap goal. They weren't going to allow Chelsea an opportunity to break that clean sheet. Look at the way they defended. Look at the way they tried to close Chelsea out. There was no way Chelsea was getting anything from that game. And the reason for that is because they have the self-discipline to do that. They don't want to let any cheap goals in. And Arsenal, well, they're anything but that. They're anything but that. And for me, that performance, I saw the goals against Bournemouth. Ben White is responsible for that first goal. He's way out of position. Right? He needs to be gone. Kai Havertz needs to be gone. I don't know what's his role at Arsenal. Can somebody please tell me? Is he a central midfielder? Is he a right midfielder? Is he a left midfielder? Is he a number 9? What's his role? Please, somebody tell me. Answers on a postcard.
I don't even know the answer to that, Paul, because from when I've seen Havertz, he's played as an attacking midfielder. He's played on the right. He's played on the left. He's played as a 9. Only roles he's not played is defensive midfield or defence or even goalkeeper. And with Arteta's playing him, he may end up going back into defensive midfield or even defence, or maybe even say, go for, this doesn't happen, Paul. Say you get rid of, say Ray gets sent off, you bring on Kepa gets sent off, who knows? And Havertz on pitch, he may put Havertz in goal to give him a try in there, because he's trying to be in other positions and might try to be in defensive midfield as well before the end of the season. Who knows what his role is? Because for me, when he was at Chelsea, I always thought he was a number 10, but Arsenal's been anything but number 10 in the past few weeks and months.
Yeah, well, look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It's just part of a greater problem at Arsenal. And, well, I am actually glad that you are covering that game next week and I'm only producing, because I wouldn't want to commentate on another Arsenal and Manchester City game, because it's going to probably be an absolute mess to watch. So now that you've claimed it, Russ, it's yours. And
Thank you, Paul.
I will do. You're very welcome. I will do the producing.
Yes, thank you very much for that, Paul, and thank you for your excellent work today, as always. Let's just bring this programme to a close, and I'm rounding out with the Premier League scores, and I'm also bring you the Premier League table. So let's start off with the Premier League scores then to tell you about. And on Friday evening, the weekend's games in the Premier League, week 32, we saw the results of West Ham United 4, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0 from Friday evening. On Saturday was Arsenal 1, AFC Bournemouth 2, Brentford 2, Everton 2, Burnley 0, Brighton of Albion 2, Liverpool 2, Fulham 0. On Sunday, Sublime Sundays, as we like to call it here on the Commentary Hub, it finished Crystal Palace 2, Newcastle United 1, Nottingham Forest 1, Aston Villa 1, Sunderland 1, Tottenham Hotspur 0, and Chelsea 0, Manchester City 3. Monday Night Football this week. Unfortunately, not able to bring you this on the channel this week, but it is the War of the Roses. Manchester United taking on Leeds United. Lancashire against Yorkshire for the Monday Night Football in the Premier League this week. Let's bring you the Premier League table, which is updated now here on the table there. As you can see, the table there as it stands right now, with Arsenal's lead at the top cut down to 6 points now, having been 9 at the start of play following City's victory today. Chelsea remaining 6th, a point clear of Brentford and Everton, who drew yesterday as well. Liverpool remain in the top 5, which will get Champions League football up there as well. Looking at the bottom half of the table as well, Tottenham Hotspur remain in the drop zone, having dropped there on Friday evening. They remain there, having been beaten 1-0 by Normal Mukiele goal to 0 by Sunderland early. They will sit into 10th now in the top half. Bournemouth in the bottom half on 45 points, point behind Sunderland and Brighton, as you can see there. Fulham into 12th on 44 points. Leeds United will play Manchester United tomorrow. Can pull further clear and move 6 points down from the drop zone with a victory there at bitter rivals Manchester United, who can pull away from Aston Villa and close the gap on Manchester City, but I can't see Manchester United winning or getting into second place. I think they'll probably finish about 3rd or 4th this season for Manchester United. The bottom 3, I think, well, the bottom 2 are probably sewn up in Burnley and Wolverhampton Wanderers. From what I understand from reading between the lines and looking at the incidents, that is that Wolverhampton Wanderers, who sit bottom of the table on 17 points right now in the Premier League, if they were to lose next weekend at Elland Road against Leeds United next Saturday afternoon, then their relegation would officially, from my workings out and from what I understand, would be officially relegated from the Premier League next weekend, with Leeds United picking up the 3 points against Wolves there. Burnley probably run about the same, maybe confirmed next week or week after, or even in the midweek when they take on Manchester City. We'll look into that and let you know on our socials. Tottenham, still a long way to go for them. They could still get out of it, but today's managerial bounce that I was hoping for didn't come to fruition. Right then, full time then in the Premier League at Stamford Bridge. In our featured match today, and our featured match of the Premier League Week 32, it finished Chelsea 0, Manchester City 3. Goals from Nico O'Reilly, Mark Gahey and Jeremy Doku complete a victory for Manchester City and close the gap on Arsenal, to just 6 points in the Premier League title race. And what a race we have got. And we'd have to say City will go on and win that. Next week, as we mentioned, join us for Arsenal's trip to Manchester City at the Etihad, where Man City will be looking to close the gap even further, just 3 points next weekend. Join myself on commentary for that one. Paul James will be in the producer's chair for that one as well, and I'll be hosting and commentating on that game taking place at the Etihad next weekend. And what a game that should be. Well, that's all we've got here for you this evening here on the commentary. Big thank you to everybody for joining us today, and we'll see you again soon. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll catch you again very soon. From all the team here, it's good night.